Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lakeland Vale Map with me, CWATTYESO. Here in Farming Simulator 19, it is day 2 of spring. I have just finished seeding, or should I say Dolores has just finished seeding field 1. And I'm going to seed field 2 right now. And then we're going to go grab the subsoiler again, do fields 3 and 4. And then we'll be back planting on fields 3 and 4. That is the plan. And then all our fields are done. They're seeded and ready. And then we can start working out some of the other things. Trying to get ourselves set up here properly on the map. Right then, let's get to work. So hop in the tractor. Right, we've planted wheat. I'm going to plant canola. I believe I'm allowed to plant canola. That requires 11 degrees. I believe it's warm enough. It's 12 and 12. So that's fine. I'm going to put some canola on this field. And then, like I say, once I get those fields over there subsoiled, they're going to have corn and sunflower put on them. But yeah, we're seeding. I'm probably then going to have a run round. We need to get some of the other bits and pieces on the farm set up. I'd like to get chickens put in very early. Start doing our chickens. Start getting some egg production going, just so I can make some money. Because we're down to $73,000 already, and literally the only thing I've bought is seed and fertilizer. So I've spent, you know, nearly 28,000 on seed and fertilizer. Yeah, we make a little bit back each day from the solar panels on the houses and some of the sheds and some of the animal buildings. That brings us in a little bit of an income to offset the running costs, but it's not going to make us terribly rich. And like I say, we're not going to get a lot of money this first year. Could look at contracts, I suppose. See what we can do from that, because ideally, if this works out properly, or if I get things worked out properly, I will have my fields fully sort of seeded and planted by possibly the end of day 3, certainly day 4 of spring, which then gives me 2 days. It gives me 2 free days, so there's the opportunity there for me then to maybe look at maybe helping out some of the other locals, doing a couple of contracts which would maybe bring me a little bit of cash. Earn a couple of thousand doing a few little bits and pieces. But there are also other things on the farm I kind of need to sort out. As I briefly mentioned in the last video, fertilising is a bit of a weird one. How I'm going to fertilise the fields, because we don't have any tractors with field care friendly wheels. At the same time, the bradle that we have been kindly given by the previous farm owner, that doesn't have field care wheels either. So we can't use that for fertilising. We have got the Hardy sprayer, and that's perfectly fine to do, obviously, fertilising. But again, we don't have a tractor with field care wheels. We only started with 3 tractors. We've got the 6M and we've got the 2 8Rs, none of which have an option for field-friendly wheels. So it may be I need to shuffle some machinery around. One of the 8Rs may be taken to the shop and sold and replaced with a alternative machine that does give me the option for some field-friendly tyres. I may even take both 8Rs, you know, to the shop, sell both of them, because they're both the European Giants vanilla machines, and I could probably do with having some American ones. But it's another beautiful day here on the farm. It did get dark, I must admit, when I was doing the seed thing, the seed and the fertilizer and loading that up at the store in the other video, the last episode. It got very dark on this map. I am using a lighting mod that changes the lighting. So I've had to play around with some of the map files, some of seasons files, some of the base game files to install the lighting mod. But I don't know how that affects the map anyway, because I don't know if Stevie does any like custom lighting on his maps. But if he has done, I've probably completely ruined that. So sorry, Stevie, if you're watching. I've installed the other lighting mod, the one that's on Nexus. And hopefully, as I say, it's all working, because I've changed. I followed the instructions with the mod and changed all the files I needed to in the base game installation folder. All the files I needed to within the custom modded map, which is this one, obviously, and then obviously all the files I need to change within the seasons mod itself to get that working. And hopefully it's all going to work fine. I've been using the mod on the multiplayer server on Ballydawn. However, I don't think the mod works 100% on that, because there are no custom lighting files within the actual map folder, because obviously I've not uploaded an edited version of that map to the server, which means I'm probably not getting the full effect in multiplayer, but I hope to get the full effect here in single player in this Let's Play series. So anyway, Dolores has now finished that bit. We're racing through this field, we're doing quite well. So we'll have some subsoiling to do. Another thing is I'm going to try and deal with on this map is weeds. Because obviously we are playing with seasons. Weeds is currently turned on, or still turned on. I've not disabled it yet. I'm going to see how the weeds kind of works, whether there's been any improvements to the weed system. Because again, on Fenton Forest, when I did my Let's Play, I was using a development version of seasons, which I didn't update after a point. So this is the first time using the very latest version of season, so hopefully they've ironed out some bugs. And I'll be interesting to see if the weeds are any better now. If not, then weeds will probably get turned off. I won't worry about weeding. People want to see me dealing with weeds, you're welcome to watch me on the multiplayer server on Ballydawn. Over on Twitch, twitch.tv/CWATTYESO. I stream most days, most evenings, UK time. So you're welcome to come along and watch. Hell, you'd be more than welcome to come along and play as well if you're, you know, UK based or European based, you know, within the same time zones. I do have 10 slots on the server for players. There's usually just myself and a German fellow named Mr. Helgi who plays, so plenty of room for people to come and help out and do some multiplayer farming. I was at one point seriously toying with the idea of throwing this map up on the server and doing this map on Lakeland on multiplayer, but then I kind of felt, nah, I'd rather do my Let's Plays. I could end up slinging like a Fenton Forest though, up on the multiplayer server at some point down the road, now that I've finished doing a Let's Play on it. Right, we have finished seeding the canola, or Dolores has. Time to go back to the farm, Dolores. And time to switch over to the subsoiler. You can stay in the current tractor. That's not going to be a problem for you. You can keep using this 8R. But yeah. See that Bradle? That lovely little Bradle over there. Nice machine, obviously for dry fertiliser spreading or lime spreading. However, does not have field care friendly tyres that I'm aware of. If I look in the store quickly, fertiliser technology, yeah, we start with one of these. See, you could put narrow tyres on it, and then it would be fertiliser, it would be crop friendly. It would. Which means I could use it for fertilising. The alternative, of course, is to take it to the store. I can get narrow twin wheels put on it, which are fertiliser friendly, and also makes that a little bit more stable, less likely to tip over. A nice little cover on it. That will set me back, what, 40 grand to buy that. Don't know what I would get part exchange for selling mine. That's the only thing. Something to look at and consider, possibly, down the line. Like I say, something I'm going to have to sort out. We can't be in this situation. Once the seed's in the ground, we're going to need to fertilise, and at the moment I have no way of doing that unless I do it before the crops emerge from the ground. I mean, let's have a look. I mean, first year we might get away with it, to be honest. Looks like we are already at full fertiliser stage, actually. So these fields have already been kind of prepped by the previous landowner. So actually, first year, I might not need to fertilise at all crops whilst they're growing, which could be an opportunity then for me to sell off some equipment. Sell off the Bradle, sell off the Hardy sprayer, that'll give me a bit of cash, And I can use them for some other things. Like I say, I need to get the chickens started at some point. One of the things I'm going to do on this series as well, that I haven't done in the past, is when it does come to buying and selling of the animals, I'm actually going to do that manually. So I am going to get an animal trailer for transporting the animals, so I can cut down on the transport fees. And obviously further maximise my potential profits, especially when we start doing things like the pigs, because obviously the pigs are going to go through the roof. I'm going to do what I did on Fenton Forest, which is have the male pigs and do them as obviously your meat species, because they gain a lot of weight very quickly, they make a lot of money very quickly. But I'm also going to be doing female pigs as well, basically just selling off all the baby piglets as they reproduce all the time, keep selling them off. As it comes to the cows, I don't know whether to go just full dairy this time round. And again, keep selling off the calves. Or whether we try other things down the road. There we go. A bit more subsoiling. Field 4 is definitely the biggest of our fields, our starting fields on this map. So field 4 is the one I'm going to have the corn planted on. I think that makes sense. Slowly getting there. Rocking along quite nicely. It's Dolores Floffelboffen. So get this field done. And do field 4. Then we can get planted. And that won't be too bad, like I say. Pretty much by the end of, I reckon, day 3. The end of day 3, which gives me 3 days spare to sort things out, maybe do some contracts, try and make a bit of money. Most important thing is always making sure my own work comes first. I'm not going to do contracts at the risk of sacrificing my own fields or, you know, putting myself in a bad position. However, this map might grant me the luxury of doing contracts, whereas on Fenton Forest I couldn't because of the sizes of the fields, and that there was just too much for me to do as one single player on a map. I had too much work to do. I couldn't do contract. I did one contract in the entire Let's Play series, and that was a transport contract. Whereas hopefully this time round I'll be doing a little bit more. Yeah, let's do some more stuff. Depends what contracts the farmers offer me, really, and at what times a year they tend to offer me things. Kind of where playing with seasons does actually tend to then work against you a little bit, because in the vanilla game, at least when you go to the contract screen, you have a variety. You've got the choice of harvesting, seeding, fertilizing, ploughing, cultivating. You know, you can look down the screen and pick what you want to do, whereas with seasons, all the contracts are going to be the same. You open that screen and all the contracts are going to be exactly the same on that given day. There is no real variety. Which is okay when you get to a point in time where they do like fertilising, where all the fields want fertilising. If you've got a pretty decent sprayer or spreader or whatever, you can go around the map, do the whole map of all the fertilising contracts. Have like a dedicated day where you are Mr. Fertiliser. That can make you some money. It just gets a little boring when you know you're on your 10th fertilising contract in a row. But we're handling this very well. Got quite a good start on this map. Nearly finished field 3. One of the things I've not been doing a lot of this particular series is my thumbnails. Probably ought to start making some thumbnails from the videos. It would be very helpful. I'm going to try and get a couple of episodes recorded in advance before I start uploading these, so at least the first time I upload these videos, you get them coming out fairly frequently. Also gives me a chance to get played ahead a little bit and get some things figured out. But don't let that stop you from leaving your comments, questions, suggestions and stuff on the videos. I will see those comments and stuff, and I will get to them, and I will acknowledge them in future recordings. Didn't do a very good job of keeping the tractor straight on this road, on the previous road, did I? It was a bit wibbly wobbly, but I was trying to take my screenshot. one last bit to do, then this field is finished. And what I'll probably do is I'll record me doing field 4, but that will probably be a time lapse to start the next episode. So yes, once again, we've reached the end in this video. Again, trying my best to keep them short and sweet for you guys. So feel free to leave your like. Drop me a comment in the section down below. Of course, if you're not already doing so, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And also feel free to share this video wherever you see fit and with whomever you see fit. Because obviously it would be nice to get a bit more awareness and reach a wider audience with my content. So many thank you everybody who has watched today's episode and has been watching and supporting the series so far. I hope you will continue to do so. I've been CWATTYESO. This has been Dolores Flufferbotham. This has been the Lakeland Vale Map by Stevie. And it's goodbye for now. Bye bye.